Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Parsec. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing this?
To answer the how are we question, I don't know. And to answer the why are we doing this question, it's also when I don't know. Bob?
I don't know why this was made. I don't know how it was made. I don't know what these people did with their lives after they made it. Mm-hmm. Aside from live with regret.
They made Cyborg.
Yeah, apparently they did. A better film?
Yeah.
Question mark? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so. Less worse.
Yeah.
Yes. Less worse. I like that. Rob, let's start with just some YouTube comments to get us started.
Let me get them up. Oh, shit. I'm in airplane mode. Off to a great start, guys. New system. Here we go. Masters of the Universe script. Pulling it up. YouTube comments. These are fantastic, by the way, guys. How's the stalling working for you? It's working good?
Really well.
It's working really
Very
good.
effective.
Cool. Okay, because this interferes with my interface and it goes Okay.
Yeah, I hear it.
All right. Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, Frank Langella as Skeletor, only they have the power to be Masters of the Universe. And then the dialogue, He-Man, I have the power. Next comment, Masters of the Universe is awesome. Cheesy effects, cheesy story, and a synthesizer portal. Gotta like that. Not even love. Gotta like that. Had the whole collection of toys and used to watch the cartoons every morning. I had Castle Grayskull and was stoked to see it appear on the big screen. Great movie. Great. That was not an afterthought. Great movie is a separate comment by itself. Oh. And then no punctuation on this entire thing. My all-time favorite movie, wonderful, superb, great, Dolph Lundgren. I got one more. When an washed version of He-Man meets an washed version of Star Wars, I love the 80s. And then the owner of the page that posted the trailer said, 80s are the best.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah.
I actually hate the 80s, personally.
I like it, but I try not to tell people I like it.
Oh, I just hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, but I feel like this was this movie came out before people just started hating properties in the universes they like just because they think everyone else will, and now everything's bad.
Yeah, there's a time when people now hate things just because they're popular, but I think people probably hated this because it was a pile of shit.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people now are like ready to hate stuff because they think that that's going to be the general consensus, so they want to get ahead of it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
True.
It's a shame. It's really a shame because there's new stuff coming out these days that I think isn't going to get a fair shake.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of old stuff to hate.
Yeah, we have an abundance. We have how many episodes now? What does this make?
66.
66? No way. Yeah, 60 or something like that.
Yeah, it's something.
Some even number of 60s episodes for you to look back on. You know, we have many for you to enjoy. As we move on to test number 1, the worst of its kind.
Is this film the best of the worst or the worst of its kind?
Okay, starting with Highlander. You guys seen that?
I that's one of those like quote unquote classic ones. I know they made many of them, but I did enjoy the first one. And there's a movie theater in New Haven, Connecticut called the Criterion, and they played classic movies on the big screen. And I saw Highlander in New Haven, like drunk as fuck, when I was like 19, and it was amazing.
It was one of those movies that like was legendary of my brother's friend's age, like a few years older than me. And then I finally watched it, and I was very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, that's Christopher Lambert, right?
Yeah.
We covered him in a very early. I think that was a pilot.
It was a pilot.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. So maybe we'll have to bring that back with Bob on board.
I love that fucking movie.
That'll be a lot of fun. So Christopher Lambert was in that Mortal Kombat movie. Another movie of the era that also had cheesy graphics, Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell.
Well, that's a favorite of mine.
Oh, let me go ahead and tell you, Highlander got a 70%.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow.
And Bob, you might be just as surprised to learn that Kurt Russell's Big Trouble in Little China got a 75.
I am surprised because I love it, but it's complete camp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very bad graphics, a lot of extension of the storyline that need not be, in my opinion. Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme. We're circling this one, too. I'm not sure that I want to make it a bad movie pod. I guess we'll have to, but it's 46%.
All right.
Have you seen Conan the Barbarian with Arnold?
Not as a rational thinking human being, but like as like a kid, I saw.
Yeah.
Before I was critical of things.
I only saw the sequel.
Oh, which is much worse, I think.
It's way worse.
Well, this first got a 65, which is surprisingly good again. And then Tron with Jeff Bridges.
Ooh,
I didn't see that, but I really want to.
It's good for its time. It really is.
Right.
72, meaning that our average is pretty high this week at a 65.6. Do you guys want to guess what Masters of the Universe was able to achieve?
12.
24.
Oh, man. You guys are on the money. It's a 22%.
Right.
More than I thought, Rob. I thought it'd be more in the teens, single digits maybe. But at any rate, it is a negative 43.6% and worse than its kind, deservingly, in my opinion. Probably deserved a 0 like Hot to Trot. I wish it did so that we can compare them directly. As we move on to test number 2, a limerick version of Ain't That a Bitch?
Oh. I got an idea for a movie, and here's my pitch. I get a job and quit my band, and you stop being a bitch. Ain't that a bitch?
I went first last time, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that I've gone first for the limerick edition.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Evil is as evil does, which means this movie never was, because He-Man fights with friends in tights, but Skeletor just wants new buds.
Aw, poor Skeletor.
Yeah. All right, I'll do this.
All right.
There once was a man named He who had a musical butt plug key. His sword got shoved in a hole at the Castle Grayskull while some douchebag talked music theory.
Okay. That might get viral.
Rob, I think we're like-minded for the first line.
Yeah. Good
there once was a man they called He.
Wow.
Whose fate everyone could foresee. Gwildor should be slayed for this entire escapade, as it's his fault to an alarming degree.
I'm going Bob.
I'm going Rob. Bob?
I like Rob's too.
Yeah. Yeah, Rob is the winner.
Even though he stole my line. Just kidding. I wrote that at like 5 o'clock today.
Yeah.
All right. Let me jot that down. Rob, well done, sir.
Yeah.
You're going up against my 4-star. We'll have to see what happens there. Bob, what are you giving him?
4.
I'll give him a 4.
All right. Cool. That settles that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Shit, yeah. Let's throw it to test number 3, the worst dialogue.
This is not the greatest
Dialogue.
song in the world, no. This is just
some bullshit. Hooray.
Okay, so as you know, we go from bad to worst as we descend into the muckiest of muck dialogue related. Starting with number 10 this week.
Chris, I need to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kerfuffle for me to get the clips this week because a certain file extension didn't work.
Yes.
I have 3 copies of this movie on my hard drive. I just want everyone to know that. Now, go ahead with the dialogue.
Well, I am so sorry. Just to start with that, I'm really sorry I had to download 3 different versions of this.
I'm on a watch list immediately.
Yeah, you're being tracked by the MPAA so they can send you a sympathy card.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. This is Tila and Duncan, the friends in tights that I alluded to earlier. Starting with really Courtney Cox, who says goodbye to them at the end of the movie. But Tila, with a moment of education, says, Don't say goodbye. Say, good journey. And then Duncan comes in with we have an old saying in Eternia. Live the journey, for every adventure is just a doorway to another.
I didn't even realize that was Courtney Cox.
What? And until now?
Until Chris just said her name.
No way.
She was hot. So, I mean, there's that parallel. But, I mean,
it was her at like 21, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but I guess since you did, she's no longer, or at least much less hot, because she was one of those celebrities who went really crazy with plastic surgery. And
yeah.
I seen Cougar Town. I know what you mean.
Oh,
yeah.
gross.
It gets even worse after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Courtney. I didn't mean to shoot your plane down there.
I did.
All right, number 9. This is Duncan again. Listen, boy, in half a chroma, we're not going to have a sorceress to go back to. What you talking about?
I think I paused the movie to laugh when he said that. He is now my favorite character to hate.
Yeah. Ooh, really?
Of any movie. He's like that mustache, everything, the whole thing.
Not Wildorf or Wildorf or whatever his name is.
I just hate him.
Okay, yeah, I didn't like him much either. He will feature once more, at least, in the dialogue to come. But there might have been 9 different ways of telling time that they introduced.
Yeah,
at least.
Number 8, this is Kevin. We were laughing at him already, I think. But he says to Carl, what happened? Carl, the janitor at the high school, says, you don't never want to know, kid. As they load him into the ambulance. All right, let's throw it to our first clip of the day. This one's called Pure Trash.
Gwildor, how long to calculate the coordinates and take us home?
I don't know. The keys have all been moved.
Oh, boy, are you people in trouble.
He-Man, 0.61 chromons till moonrise.
Tila, take these people in the back.
Let's go.
You can't order me around.
Oh, if you'd rather stay here and face Evelyn's commandos, that's fine with me.
Look, believe me, sir, you wouldn't.
Just as the signal indicated, the natives and the key are within the structure, but... Yes, Karg? He-Man! The Eternians have already arrived.
Beastman, full force attack at my command. Karg, Blade, follow me.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling a little hungry.
Cool.
Love to hate.
Techno babble, Karg, Blade. You get those names in there. You get the hungry line. What's not to love? It's everything you want from bad dialogue. A whole minute of it.
Just a point of criticism for these movies. When you have like all this fantastical, like different devices and different mythology and ways of telling time, you need some regular names in there.
I agree.
You need a Bill and you need a Steve, because it's like, oh, that's Gothelgore and that's Flam Blibbly Blue, and I can't follow this. I can't fucking follow it.
No, I agree.
Yeah. That would have been really funny too if it was like Karg, Blade, Zorod, and Bill are on their way to attack He-Man. Yeah, that would have been sick. Number 6. This is Duncan again, and this is unnecessary on my part, I admit. But you know how science junk makes me crazy. You guys remember how they truth serumed Kevin? Do you remember how they got the truth out of him?
With like a dog collar?
It was the perfect fitting collar, yeah.
Yeah, the perfect fitting collar.
Yeah.
They run over Tila and Duncan looks at him and he's aghast, and he says, "The collar of Elderba."
Yeah, I'm glad you said something.
Which, by the way, just keep that in mind. Keep that little scene in mind, because we'll come back to it later.
Yes.
Number 5, Wildor. This is after he gets the car. Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
He breaks it up and he says, "A primitive land boat. Enter, enter. It was an inefficient combustion system, but I fixed it. It runs on neutrinos now. No hydrocarbons needed." You know what I meant to do is look up neutrinos, because I'm pretty sure they can't power a car.
I'm not going to look it up, but I'm going to say you're right.
And I'm gonna say your impression is spot on.
Oh, really?
I love how there was a daring escape. That car was in plain sight, but they had to cover it in boxes before he sped up to them. Like, who?
Right.
Who covers their car in empty cardboard box?
Yeah, runs over the fucking key thing, the music synthesizer, because they can't see it. Yeah.
This will make Aaron and any other Friends enthusiast happy, but I remember an episode where Joey is faking like he has a Lamborghini because he had.
It's a Porsche. Like, he's wearing a Porsche jacket and he's got the Porsche keys and the Porsche hat.
Right. Good call. You remember how he like had a like the blanket over the car, but it really was just cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
That's one. The only reason I corrected you because that's like one Friends episode I liked, and it was because it was fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, there are some nuggets of gold in all of that. Yeah. For sure. I've seen it twice through now, thanks to Aaron, so I can say that. But I'm going to lay into her a little because there's no way she's listening to the Masters of the Universe podcast.
Yeah, and because Frasier's way better. So
number 4, this is Tila. Wildor, how long? By Triglo Ptolemaites. If I could only spend 2 units with a master sound maker. Rob, to your point, they need to throw in some tech talk and universe speak that is a little more relatable than by Triglo Ptolemaites.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. Because every time they say stuff like that, they make the universe just way too big, and it just really annoys me.
Yeah, and like I consider myself to be like, I mean, there's people that are way more like well read than I am, but like I feel like I'm good at like this kind of stuff, like just like concepts like that. Yeah, and I just glaze over. I just I pause this movie more times than any other movie we've seen.
Totally.
No, I hear you. I hope that my end of the movie material is good because I was Krispy Kreme glazed over myself by the end. I just could not care, and I feel bad for the listener because the product might suffer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Rob's writing that down, I think.
Yeah.
Here's a clip. This one's called Rectifier.
Yeah.
I need a few things. A Masonic Tesseract.
Right here.
An Octode rectifier.
I have an Octode rectifier.
And something to play the tone song.
Wait, I'll get a keyboard from Charlie's. Look, take care of her.
I will.
Just the flash of, I have an Octode rectifier.
that was another pause of the movie because I was laughing so hard moment.
Yeah.
It's so
I have an
ridiculous.
Octode rectifier.
It sounds vaguely sexual too. It sounds like a sex toy to me. I don't know about you guys. Number 2, this is Tila. Man, the words are so hard to get out in this movie. I'll try my best. You got us here, you Thanarian werebat. Now get us home.
You Thanarian werebat.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. All right. Number 1, after the drum roll, of course. So when I pause, please lead us to it. But I cannot believe the way that this clip ends, and that's why it's number 1. And I'm sure you guys agree. I'm sure the listening audience will agree. Plus, you get to see the clip. Don't forget. But let's take it away with the drum roll, please. Thing.
Mother? Yes, darling, it's me. But the plane. Oh, I'm so sorry I had to go through all of that, Julie. But we had to disappear. We're doing very important, very secret work. Oh, honey, I've missed you so much. I don't believe it. Mom. tied up with the work we're doing, and they have something we want. That shiny metal thing with the blinking lights. Will you get it for us?
The shining metal thing with blinking lights. Is she supposed to be Evelyn that is like not sure if Julie is going to know what she's talking about unless she calls it a shiny metal blinking thing?
Yeah.
When she delivered that line, I could not believe that that's what they wrote down on paper and delivered to the producers and directors who okayed it, and that's what went through.
Yeah.
A shiny metal blinking thing. Test number 4, the worst production.
The worst production. The worst production. Put your calling to work. The worst production. The worst production. Make my statement go berserk.
Okay, I'm just gonna come out with what I want Chris to write down. Trying to do way too much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I know, because I have friends in nerdy places. They departed from the source material, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
They mixed entire worlds together. They time traveled.
Mm-hmm.
They had too many characters.
Mm-hmm.
They had, like you said, too many time. What do you call that? Timepieces, time measurements. Okay.
Oh yeah, something of that nature.
And here's something else I found out today. They actually stole entire scenes from an early Dune storyboard. You know the movie Dune?
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Like,
I actually really enjoyed the new one. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
I have not seen it. I do want to
check
see
it out.
So
it's really good.
Even before the embarrassing David Lynch one, there was another one that was storyboarded, and they were shopping it around, and different studios were just stealing entire storyboards from it and using it in movies. And they actually used some of the Dune storyboard in this. Huh. So basically, just way too much. As the kids say nowadays, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
It's
I
cap.
agree. Okay, so trying way too much. I couldn't agree more. I don't know. I guess the only one who wasn't trying way too much was Dolph Lundgren himself, who only had like 7 lines, being the lead character in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I'm stepping on anyone's toes by saying that, but we'll I'm not sure that I wrote it in the catch-all, but I felt like he didn't try too much. He did. He was able to capture some kind of English accent adjacent impression that he was working on. It wasn't obvious that he was whatever he is, Scandinavian, I think.
Yes, Swedish.
If I go broad in my terming, but yeah, he really wasn't going for it. I felt like everyone else at least was. Who knows? I don't know. Moving on. Rob Zadreed.
This is a good one. Today's episode of the worst movie ever made is brought to you by suspension of disbelief. That's the ad.
Well, thank you so much to the suspension of disbelief for joining forces with the worst movie ever made. All right, I'm still. Rob, usually this is the moment I take to jot down the worst production line.
My bad.
No, it's a complete match made in heaven. Come on, suspending disbelief in our show.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Chris. We didn't check off South Park on the bingo card yet. Is this part of the catch-all, or can I just put out the obvious?
Yeah, put it out there.
The imagination song to open up the portal.
That's really.
See, I was thinking of the Earth is a reality show. When they were, did you really suck on my Flornix? No, my finger was in your. I was thinking of that.
Oh man,
that was a good one. The clearly of a certain ethnicity film producers from Space Hollywood.
A taco that poops ice cream.
Yes.
This is a South Park episode I missed.
Oh, you gotta see it.
You haven't seen the Earth one? Season 7, episode 1, canceled.
No, it's not. Bruh. None of this was ringing a bell. I feel like I feel incomplete now.
Okay.
We ruined all the bits though.
No, there's plenty more. You're good.
Okay. You're right.
Test number 5, the most offensive.
Eric, did you just say the F word? You? No, he's talking about Kyle! Eric! Dude, you just said it again! Stanley! Kenny! What's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody.
That ride cymbal pattern every freaking time, dude. Like, I don't know how the fuck he does that. Cool.
I don't know either. I might concentrate on it on my little electrical drum kit behind me.
Nice.
That maybe one day I'll give you a glimpse at.
Ooh.
Who knows? For the YouTube audience.
Yeah.
Rob,
Starting
you're like this. The new house has a dedicated music room.
Yes.
There's a electric piano. There's a upright bass, electric guitar, a drum set, a full drum set, a kalimba.
Nice.
Kalimba.
There's more, but
That's awesome.
Yeah, our son is a musical fanatic.
That's really cool. When are Rob and I coming over so we can jam?
Yeah.
Oh, and you're basically invited tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, I can't make it tomorrow.
Okay. Neither can I, actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, number 1 of the most offensive. Laughing at a drowning elf dwarf.
Yeah. That's
Wildor was literally drowning, and Tila and Duncan found that really amusing.
Yeah.
They found a lot of things amusing.
They did, yeah. They felt invincible for sure, which was one of the flaws of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make okay, so Kevin's extremely excited that Julie can make his sound check.
You know what though, Chris? When you play in a local band for years and years and years, you're excited people make it even like a third of that.
All right, that's
it's really upsetting. You tell people like your set's an hour earlier than it is because you know they're gonna show up an hour late and they'll catch maybe the last song. It's just like years of experience. So
fair enough.
It's offensive. It is offensive because it's true and it hurts.
Well, let's say it's offensive that you could tell she was nearly going to back out of that even.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No. I want to move away from you and us as fast as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. Okay. We'll see if you guys know what I mean, but I phrased it this way on purpose. The Japanese assumption.
Yeah.
Sounds offensive, right? So there's like 3 characters that assume that the synthesizer is Japanese.
And then one Russian, right?
It's alien technology. Feels vaguely racist. I don't know, in a positive way, I guess, because it's like advanced tech and they assume it's Japanese, but still feels a little racist to me.
It's a little complimentary, but guess who thought it was the Russian?
The cop.
The cop.
Boomer.
Yeah, of course. Of course. A boomer's boomer, if I've ever met one.
Yeah.
Poor Zorad gets vaporized.
Yeah.
What did the lizard guy do specifically? Like the whole group fucks up, and then Zorad becomes like Ash at Skeletor's feet.
Yeah.
I didn't specifically hate him either. He didn't really do anything too aggressive towards He-Man and Julie. You know, he's just trying to get the thing back.
Yeah.
Poor Zorad. You know, I just felt like that was wrong. Single somebody out and vaporize them like that.
Yeah.
It's animal cruelty is what it is.
Yeah, they actually didn't say, to my knowledge, at the end that no animals were harmed in the making of the film.
That's a very true. Yeah, they didn't say that.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, Julie being in extreme danger and Kevin is microwaving ribs.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Julie might be in extreme danger and Kevin is microwaving ribs.
In a plastic bucket. Not even a paper bucket. Yeah.
That brings me to number 6, microwaving ribs.
Yep.
Okay, number 7, He-Man and Julie's first encounter. Uncomfortable for me. Felt a little bit like you're running from danger, but I am danger too.
Yes.
No, I'm just going to sweep you off your feet without your consent. I'm going to save you without your permission. It didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Wearing almost nothing.
Wearing almost nothing. Yeah. Which I have other contentions, but we'll talk about that later as well. I didn't like the forced shit where the boomer goes, "Holy shit, I think I'm going to need backup."
Yeah.
It's like they got permission for one shit bomb and they staged it so that they could get everything they could out of it.
Yeah, I think he said it twice total, and I thought,
oh, did he?
They ruined a perfectly good, like almost G-rated movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fight back when you said perfectly good. Did you guys also get the Empire knockoff music for Skeletor's troops that all look like stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Like when they're walking down the streets of whatever city they're in, it's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, the Imperial March.
Dun 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 dun. Oh my god! Give me a fucking break. He-Man is now a slave, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. They all just keep going on about Julie's leg injury or whatever.
Yeah.
The gift of a beautiful woman to that piece of shit cop.
Oh, I know.
That whole, during the resolution, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I didn't get it either. He didn't redeem himself at all. All he did was go on a shooting spree with an indeterminate amount of shells.
And he never said he was. He never said he was like 2 days from retirement. He just decided right then and there that he's not going back.
Back to his wife and kids.
Then again, Earth is better without him.
That's true.
No,
that is true. But that the poor mom is having their kid play with a ball on the staircase because she can't afford him anymore. And
yeah.
All right.
Someone will catch that ball. Don't worry.
Yeah. So somebody will catch that ball and potentially that child. Who knows? Test number 6, the worst acting.
I got one more offensive thing I thought you were going to bring up.
I didn't ask for. Okay, yeah, I didn't ask for mentions. That's my bad.
The wanton and reckless destruction of small business.
Oh, yes.
In the form of a music store.
Destruction. Check your bingo cards if you have the full size.
With a very bizarre setup of synthesizers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that store in the catch-all.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Bob, you got one or no?
Bingo card. I ruined a moment. We're filling the bingo card.
Yes.
Nothing, Bob. You want to move on?
No. Nothing. Okay. Nothing. Except nothing offensive. No.
I've got a new bumper.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Let me introduce
What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah.
That is
Billy Downey. Yeah.
Yeah.
The actor / writer's name is Jim Downey, very famous for SNL.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I actually think he delivers those lines really well.
Yeah.
For a movie that does not hold up well, that line does.
Does totally. Yes.
Yeah.
The God have mercy on your soul for me is just a touch too much orange zest.
And just
it's the cherry on top.
The follow up of a simple no would have been okay. It's my favorite part of the whole experience.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's throw it to our first of 4 clips in the worst acting. This one's called Synthesizer.
What is that?
Whoa! Whoa, Julie, be careful.
Cam, look at this thing.
Whoa, that is incredible. What is it?
I don't know. It's the one that dropped it.
Dropped it? Are you kidding? Look at the size of that hole. It's like it fell out of the sky or something. No, this is one of those new Japanese synthesizers. Here, let me try it. Whoa! Listen to this. Oh, this is hot.
Kevin, we gotta turn this into the caretaker.
Oh, no way. Come on, are you kidding? He just keep this for himself.
The cosmic key has been activated. We have a bearing on them.
How accurate?
Within a parsec aeon.
The next time they use the key, lock in the source and open a doorway.
Shall I prepare a full battalion?
No, it may be a trap. We'll send an advance group. Assemble the mercenaries. Have faith, sorcerers. You won't be lonely long.
What the fuck?
I mean, those kids reacting to that butt plug, unbelievable. Some of the best stuff I've seen. This is some of the worst acting I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
You know what it reminds me of, in a certain way? Have you seen Prometheus? Either of you? The Alien prequel or whatever.
No, Prometheus and Bob from
Kablam. That was
Kablam.
great. Yeah,
that shit was amazing.
I love that shit. Prometheus, like they get to this planet that's Earth-like, that has an Earth-like atmosphere. The second they find something that's remotely like oxygen, they all just recklessly rip their helmets off in like a matter of seconds. Like there isn't something they haven't considered that like might make their head explode, whether it be the air pressure or. And that same thing is like, oh, here's this weird shiny robot butt plug synthesizer that we think's from Japan in a smoking crater in the middle of our town. Let's just go ahead and start fucking with it.
Rob, you hit the nail on the head, and we'll keep that in mind going forward. I'm not going to comment anymore on any of that. Okay. And you know what? I'm so sorry that I do this. That I cut you in the middle of your fucking amazing rant all the time when I have stuff in the pod. I need to. You know what I need to do is I need to revisit how best to do these catch-all moments where you guys talk about it, and I'm like, stop talking about it. If we got later,
I don't mind talking about it twice, so I'm totally cool with it.
Well, I always feel like there's some humor to me having had the same thought when I reintroduce it later, but I don't know. It always feels a little cold, and I just feel like, like I'm kind of robotic when I'm like, stop talking about that so we can revisit it, So I just want to give you guys a sincere apology for that.
Deep
Thank
thoughts.
you, Chris.
Number 2, woman's touch.
They're killing each other out there.
Is Gwildor ready?
Not yet. The room's secure. Anyway, it sounded like you needed a woman's touch out here. Woman at arms.
God, her delivery.
Yeah.
I am woman.
Yes, hear me roar.
Mm-hmm.
Not much more to say. It was all spelled out for you. I don't need to criticize it. You just saw it.
Yeah.
Number 3, no way.
He-Man, no!
Tila, I have no choice. This is our fight. I don't want innocent people to die.
Well said, He-Man. How noble.
Take care of them. Good journey. Good journey. What about them, son?
Leave them alone. He-Man is my slave. As long as I let them live, he is bound by his word. Let them rot. Let them rot.
Let me look at her, Kevin.
What's wrong with her?
This is Skeletor's particular gift.
Gwildor, we need to get back to Eternia.
Immediately.
There's little chance of that. The power core is melted down. The tones are erased from the key's memory. There's no way home. No way.
How was that, Wildor?
Wildor.
The I don't know, inflection is just totally odd there. But also, I felt the same way about He-Man's. There's innocent people out there. I forgot what he says exactly, but you can tell that he's not all an American actor when he delivers. These people are free, and he says like "free." I don't know. There's something fucking weird about it. But then He-Man or Skeletor rather, when he's like, "Let them rot," also had me going. I just thought there were a lot of different elements there that really pushed the bad acting agenda, and I'm interested to see what you guys think when we compare the movies later on. Well, anything to add before we throw it to our last clip of this test?
No,
but why did He-Man have to be an American? Like if he was struggling that bad with the accent, why couldn't they just let him be Swedish? Like, is that most offensive?
No, it's not, but maybe it should be.
Let's throw that in there,
Yeah, because why? You know what? Let me jot that down. Because there are people from Eternia that probably have different accents than people of the capital. It's a whole planet.
Yeah. Right? Just say he's an alien.
Yeah, he's an alien. Yeah, I agree. And then people would be like, "What is he? Fucking South African? What is he?
Yeah,
Brazilian? What is he? Japanese?" Like people, Americans in '87 don't know what that accent is anyway.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone in Sweden, at least as of the late 90s, everyone in Sweden has to serve time in the military before they go to school.
No shit.
Yeah. At least that, because I went to college with a few Swedes, and they all attested to it.
No kidding. I wonder if he was a legionnaire at one point.
Oh, throwback.
All right, hey, this is our last clip of the worst acting, and this is kind of a combo clip.
Yeah.
Quick 8 seconds, but then we're going to throw it to a little bit more from someone named Kevin.
All right. 1.
I mean, there's got to be a way. Isn't there?
Number 2.
What is it, Kevin?
God, I wish that thing would shut up. Well, thanks. Okay. Wait a minute. I've got it.
That's it! How did you do that?
I don't know. I just, if I hear a tune a couple of times, I can usually remember it. Besides, it had a good hook. I was going to use it in one of my songs.
Songs? Why didn't you tell me you were a song maker? Are you a master? Yes, you are. I know that.
Nice.
Boy. They asked this kid Kevin to do a little more than I think he was capable.
Yeah.
That was some rough stuff.
I don't know how to whistle, and I probably could do better than that.
Right. Also, I don't know, tonally, I don't feel like it's accurate. Like, I don't feel like that's what the cosmic key does when it turns on.
I don't think it ever had a consistent tune.
No,
it's like
it just sounded like a B-side from Rush's Power Windows.
Well, there you go.
This is where Imagination Land comes in. I agree.
Yeah.
That concludes our worst acting test. Very excited to get into the comparison between that and our current season champion, Hot to Trot.
Yeah.
But for now, we will move it on to an equally as exciting fact or no fact.
The worst movie ever made presents Fact or No Fact.
All right, fact or no fact. Yeah. This week, I went Seinfeld, which I feel like Chris does not like Seinfeld. Is that true?
I do not.
Okay, I titled this "Masters of My Domain."
Oh, yep, the contest. I like it.
Okay. Chris is giving me a scallop. Only if he was looking at me. Only if he was. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So you two and the audience at home or in the car going to work, whatever you're doing, can play along and try to figure out which of these bits of factoids is an actual fact. Starting with the lead character, although not the lead line speaker. Most of Dolph's dialogue is dubbed in somebody else's voice. All right, the second one, Evil Lynn, which is by far my favorite character name of any movie.
Yeah.
Eva Lynn's actress wore no contacts. Those are her actual natural eye colors.
Okay.
Okay, the film was primarily set on Earth because they couldn't afford the sets / scenery otherwise. All right. Because the budget was so incredibly low, they actually did not lose money on the project. And the fifth one, Courtney Cox frequently forgot her lines because she was only cast a week after shooting started, replacing an actress who was fired for soliciting sex from the male actors on the set.
All right.
Did you get all those?
Yeah,
I did, but go ahead.
Is this too much Bob Foolery?
No, this is great. I think I have it actually.
Nice.
Oh fuck. Okay. I believe number 1 and number 5 to be true. Because I don't think I've ever heard something about Dolph Lundgren. Just like the way it looked on screen didn't seem right. And what you said about it, Bob, kind of makes that make sense if it were dubbed.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren. And then Courtney Cox, I don't know. When did Bruce Springsteen film the Dancing in the Dark video? Because
good question. It had to be around the same time.
Yeah. So, she seems like the reason I didn't think it was her, because it looks kind of like her, but like she was a little younger than I remember, than I've seen her previously, because like I didn't really know who she was till Friends, and the Bruce Springsteen video, of course. But she seems like an unlikely person to be cast in this movie, which is going to go to a catch-all point I'm going to make later. So I could see her not remembering lines because she was just auditioning for crazy amount of things and landed it. So I want to say it's true, but I think the dubbed, what I'm calling the dubbed Dolph dialogue, is going to be my answer.
Okay. I think that was Dolph's voice. Personally, he might have been dubbed in afterwards because they didn't like the way it sounded, or who knows. So I'm not going with number 1. I'm also not going with number 5 because while I think Courtney Cox was not the first choice, I feel like she was the 4th choice or something, some funny set of circumstances, and her name, Courtney Cox, almost sounds like she's soliciting sex from the actors herself. So I'm not going there either. I don't feel like Eva Lynn could possibly have contacts that makes her eyes look like that. Maybe so. That'd be really cool, but I'm not going with it. I think they still lost money on this movie. My guess is that they did not have enough money to make entire sets, so they filmed it in, the backwoods by Robbie's Ribs. So I'm going for number 3. They can't afford sets and scenes in some fantasy land.
All right, let's go backwards. Courtney, I made that entire thing up about soliciting sex. I thought it was so funny. I
just thought courting Cox is close enough to Courtney Cox that.
Fair. So we just bought a house, so to make extra money, I don't know if you guys remember if you ever played sports or worked.
Wait! That is the worst segue live.
Well, I'm sorry. What did I say?
Soliciting sex. So I just bought a house.
I need to make extra money.
Make some extra money.
No,
you almost
okay.
made me spit out my beer. Go ahead.
That's pretty funny. You're right. I'm sorry. In the school, when you play sports or there's any after-school activity, a teacher is usually present. Well, to make extra cash, I've been doing that. I've been like going to volleyball games and soccer games and whatever else. And during the volleyball game today, I wrote this entire list.
Wow.
And I find I'm a little self-shaming that I thought about soliciting sex when I was watching a bunch of kids play sports. Anyway, so the budget was they lost money. They lost a ton of money. Probably
no shit. I'm sure they did.
At least $5 million, and for back then that was a lot.
Yeah.
The film was primarily set on Earth, but it had nothing to do with the budget. Sorry, guys.
Damn, I really thought so. I had that thought independently, so I had to go with it.
Well, here's the thing about Rob's answer. Rob, I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
They wanted to dub his voice because he was Swedish and kept fucking up his lines.
Okay.
But by the end, the director's like, we're out of money, we're out of time. They filmed for like 5 months. They said, let's just keep his voice the way it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Evelyn, that's her actual eyes.
Huh. Wow.
Unlikely.
That's
candidate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that a condition? Like a happy condition?
I don't know. I guess they were considering giving her contacts, and then they looked at her eyes and were like, fuck, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want.
Too cool. Yeah. I figured she might have been casted once you said. I figured she might have been casted for that reason.
Evelyn. Jesus Christ.
Evelyn.
Yeah. When I saw it, the opening credits, I'm like, how are they going to pronounce that? Because I saw it said as Evelyn. I forget her name.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. There you have it.
Anyway, congratulations to me. Continue.
Yeah.
That was Bob Foolery.
Yeah.
At its highest score. Bob Foolery. The catch-all.
We're only asking you to pick up what we're throwing down because you're not catching it in the first place. Welcome to the catch-all. Right.
For the opening score is just awful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We already mentioned the Darth Vader stormtroopers.
Yep. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said stormtroopers. I was going to say, yes, that's a ton of that.
I mean, there was plenty of that, so let's just say that now. Plenty of stormtrooper tropes where the main characters are not hit somehow by the laser beams that are, coming at them 30 all the time. Skeletor's holograms, just yuck.
Yeah.
He-Man deflecting lasers accurately.
Oh, yeah.
With his sword. So, is this the only reason that they give him for having a sword in the first place?
Yeah,
I don't know the backstory.
I don't know the lore. He-Man's one of those weird ones. Like, it's like my catch-all is who's this for? I have no idea who the fuck this movie was for. But like, I don't know. I can't answer that.
I think there's a subculture of comic kids that like He-Man.
Okay.
Well, it was a cartoon when I was a kid, but it was so poorly done. I don't know.
Huh.
I know that there are a lot of Skeletor memes, like sexy Skeletors out there.
The Skeletor running down the hallway after saying something stupid is like one of my favorite.
Love that. I love
memes. Yeah, I like that too. But that's him like laying on like a lion skin rug or something. Like there's those out there too. I like those. The villain monologuing while he has them all trapped and could easily kill them because there's like 70 troopers and like it just gives them enough time for Wildor to dial up the right sound to make a portal, whatever. Like he could have just killed them.
I want to see that one movie where like they have everybody captured where they need him and the villain just shoots them all in the head.
Oh my God.
And then he doesn't have his monologue. He just walks off screen and the credits roll up.
Or the last like 45 minutes is just the villain's journey.
Yeah. I like that.
Just watch what happens for the villain for the rest of the movie. The portals, my God, the portals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So fucking bad. So bad that we clipped it for our YouTube audience, and we'll get into that later. Cannot wait to show you.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to, well, actually, it's not so much portal, it's a bad CGI. I forgot. I actually had some portal CGI stuff that I wanted to clip, but I ended up clipping something else, and we'll get into that later.
Right.
Cannot wait for that. It's even better than the portals. Obviously, their personal locators should already be synced up. I mean, sheesh. Right?
Yeah.
Robbie's Ribs probably has 5-star coleslaw.
Probably has 5-star coleslaw.
Oh, nice. Oh, I didn't do that. I gotta get on that.
I do it. Everybody, the Stardust Drive-In in Watertown, Tennessee. Give them a 5-star review and say the coleslaw is amazing. That's no reason, no malice. It's just funny.
Yeah, just something we're working.
It's a great drive, and I go there like every 2 weeks to watch movies, and their coleslaw is actually pretty damn good. I'm not a coleslaw guy in my day-to-day life, but it comes in the basket, and I you got to. I suck the juice right off the fries. It falls on. And I just.
Oh yeah. I'll dip my fries in coleslaw just for the mayo-y vinegar juice.
Yeah.
Eternians are vegans, which I know vegan is probably the right way to be. I understand that that's like the more we move towards progress, the better we are as humans, and that's the agenda that the hill I'm gonna die on, literally, because my heart's gonna explode on the 70 because I can't stop eating beef. I get it, but yeah, it seemed, I don't know, really progressive, interesting for '87 for them to be talking about how barbaric we humans are for eating beef and the like.
He had a throwaway line. Is like, it's best not to think when you're hungry.
Yeah.
There was a yuppie movement in the 80s that was all about organic and vegan, but they didn't call it vegan. I forget what they called it. They called it like macro vegetarian, I think they called it.
Okay.
Either way, they didn't consider themselves progressive. They just it was yuppie. It was an elite thing to do.
Got you.
It's the reason strawberries are $24 a half pound in LA today.
Wait a minute. Why was there a cow in the woods behind the rib joint?
For the ribs.
That goes in most offensive.
Yeah.
They're slaughtering their own cows in the woods for their ribs.
I mean, they're locking the flavor in somehow. You see how people are like piling on those things.
I thought ribs were pork ribs.
Yeah, I mean, there's beef ribs and pork ribs.
Probably.
The pork ribs are more dry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I prefer beef ribs, but who knows? Because none of us eat meat.
I do.
That's right.
That'd be
pretty good.
But yeah, the slaughter of innocents in the woods behind the rib joint, which they definitely don't have the proper certifications and licensing for. So they're kind of I don't know, where did they find that cow? And do they have a whole like free range where they have 30 more cows? How is it sustainable to have a cow in the woods? You got to have a lot of cows, you know? How long can you serve off of one cow? Probably not that long, like a day. A day.
How funny was it when Gwildor suddenly knew the sound a cow made and just started moving to it?
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
Well, he's an elf dwarf, and those guys are super intuitive.
Elf dwarf.
The bad guys coming out of the portal at the high school was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could tell that they're like pretending that they're coming out of a portal, which just made it so juicy for me.
Yeah.
Just watch that scene again. If you haven't seen this and you cannot wait to watch it because of how good we're making it sound, it's even better when you see these bad guys come out of the portal. It's amazing. Throwing something to make a noise distraction. I know Fellowship of the Ring is guilty of this as well, but heavy trope energy there. Thank God they speak English in Eternia.
Yeah, good catch there.
I thought of that. Yeah, because they had to transport worlds. I mean, of course, they better speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, a waste of a movie.
Yeah.
Luckily, they do. Everyone is ready and willing to touch buttons on the alien technology, Rob.
Yeah. That bothered me so much. It's like, dude, that thing can blow your fucking egg. You saw what it did to the ground.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. You acknowledged what it did to the ground. And you picked it up and started fucking with it.
Burger King product placement. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah, in the apartment, in the sink, or like in the
and Pepsi earlier.
Oh, Pepsi too. I missed that one.
Which
and
now
Robbie's Rip.
Yeah.
I don't mind product placement if it's done correctly. Like they do it in Stranger Things quite a bit, and it's like, well, yeah, people did drink and eat those things when they were doing those things. So like,
I mean, it's true.
I get it, but I never saw the movie. I read a review and I saw the screenshot. Grown Ups 2, Adam Sandler. There's one scene when there's like a deer in his bedroom or whatever. That's like the opening scene for the movie. And there's like 4 cans of unopened Pepsi Max on his nightstand. Just to get it in, just to get the fucking like advertising dollar.
I feel like Burger King will be upset with the product placement though. He was like scooping empty cups into an empty sink. It looked very unappetizing.
It did.
Yeah,
I agree. It was like when Van Damme refused the chicken from Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bad idea.
You never turn down Colonel, dude. So
you never do. You never do. Peel off that crispy skin. So here's another.
But we don't eat meat.
Right.
I only go to KFC for the coleslaw, but that's only when the Stardust Drive-In's closed for the season.
So the coleslaw is 5-star.
We don't believe in McDonald's. We did discount everything they do. We go to Burger King.
Yes,
absolutely. And of course, I was talking about the Impossible chicken skin as I peel it off.
Yes.
New skin.
Here's another reflection from earlier in the pod. They just leave the collar of Elderbob behind.
Yes.
This thing that can make anyone speak the truth at any time as long as you're able to trap them like a raccoon and throw the thing on. It will tell them the truth, and they just like, they could have it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We're going to have the powers of the universe any minute anyway.
I would have laughed. I would have laughed if they like tried to put it around his neck and they're like, it's too small. We need a size 15 Okay, good, a size 15. And they have like they have a whole like suitcase full of the collar of Eldador.
Trench coat.
Yes, XL collar of Elderbob.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. No context. Look, native clothing.
Yep.
If you don't know, check it out, and then you'll know.
Watch the movie.
All right, Rob, here's another callback. Nothing but trash instruments at the music shop. Bob, you had mentioned the synthesizers. I thought that we'd mentioned that everything looked hollow and shitty in that music shop.
Yep.
They look like $6 guitars you can get on with.
But all extremely combustible according to the way they were shooting at them and blowing up.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are no rules.
No.
0.
That's just a general statement. He-Man. Okay, Skeletor is on a parade float.
I love that scene.
But it gets better when he's coming up from behind. When you see the He-Man Hero Club on the roof and they're talking about stuff, and the Skeletor like very slowly comes into frame behind them. Like it's not like a really scary like pouncing kind of slow.
Yeah.
It's just a like Skeletor's lift can't go any faster than that, so he's hoping they don't notice him until he's totally in frame.
That would have been funny in like I don't even know what kind of movie, like a Kick-Ass type of movie.
Yes.
Where they're talking about the villain and he's like slowly right, and he's right behind me, isn't he? Like a corny line,
right?
Where they're just slowly just.
yeah, right. That definitely would have been better, but that shit had me laughing, no doubt. What was that leg wound?
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah.
It was nasty looking. Like they call it a poison, so I guess I don't know. I don't know about poisons on other planets, but I'm not sure what does that to your leg.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox is also getting restful sleep.
Yeah.
Never mind the agonizing pain. She's just curling up with Kevin's Letterman jacket and falling asleep on a park bench somehow.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I love
Also,
I love when someone's like violently injured. They cover them with a blanket. Like that's gonna make them feel any better.
Yeah,
yeah, a little extra.
They're not even aware of their surroundings.
Like my leg is boiling. Please cover me with something warm.
Yeah,
that'll cool it down. Removing that jacket, by the way, makes Kevin's shirt underneath makes him look like a watermelon.
Yeah,
it is
now that you mention it.
It's 2 different colors of green, one lighter than the other, and the pattern of the stripe just it's watermelon. Every time Skeletor has a hologram service announcement, his troops his troops hold all the Eternian citizens at gunpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, every single Eternian citizen has a trooper with a gun to them behind. So you imagine how long they need before a Skeletor service announcement to gather all the troops to get everybody out of the house to point a gun at them on the hillside. I cannot imagine that they need 3 days beforehand before every hologram announcement. Is just absolutely ridiculous. Another ridiculous thing is the cheap lightning graphics to represent the powers of the universe. This is what you see in a lot of movies at the time, but a little bit of yellow lightning sort of coursing over his body does not look like the powers of the universe to me. He also does not display anything Thanos. It's just all Emperor Palpatine lightning, and that's about the extent of the universal powers that I saw. So super duper cheap. Also, Skeletor says just before he dies, he says, "Let this be our final battle." And to me, in my head, I was like, "Yes, please. Let this be the final battle because this movie needs to fucking end right now. I'm falling asleep. It's awful." And then he falls down the impossibly deep shaft like the tropes of old. That's the end of the movie. That's the end of my catch-all, unless we want to play the clip now, or we could just lead ourselves out with it. Rob, that's up to you.
Let's lead out with that.
I got two things I wanted to add.
Cool. What do you got?
Like, apparently, all of Skeletor's like foot soldiers were robots. Did you guys know that?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't either. But I laughed when He-Man hit one with a sword and he literally exploded. Like into a I'm like, why did he explode? Like everyone else, when they were shot, they just slumped over and they fell. But that one exploded. And then I read that apparently the toy company, Mattel, I think it was, who made all of the He-Man toys, said He-Man is not allowed to kill anyone on screen. So apparently all those characters were robots.
Okay, that makes sense.
What's the other?
I forgot the other one. So we're just going to say that was both of them.
Yep.
Well, of course, if you come across it in your last, 15 minutes with us, let us know.
But there were 3 moments I paused the movie for laughing, and one of them, the third one, was when a guy randomly exploded when he was hit by a sword. I was like, that's hysterical.
That was what bothered me about the sword play, though, is that they didn't like he didn't cut anybody with a sword. It was just kind of a bludgeoning sort of thing. But everybody's shooting each other. It's kind of swords are passe at this point.
Yeah. So I'm thinking this I think is a catch-all thing. I'm thinking about gig culture. I kind of work in a freelance type of environment, and I worked in music for a long time. And this movie made me really depressed because I didn't realize it was Courtney Cox, but that makes it even more depressing, where it's like, if you're starting out and you're trying to make a living in a certain industry, you have to take these gigs if your agent gives it to you.
Yes.
You need screen time. You need fucking screen time on your resume. So like, this thing only exists because people were desperate enough to be in it. And
that is very true, Rob.
Chris, you've seen some very specific Southern Connecticut country alt rock acts I've played for that I didn't want to be a part of because it paid my rent.
Yeah, it makes me sick to say, but I have.
But like, it is. I sat there with like my stomach was turning. I was like, no one wanted to be here. I don't know who this movie is for, but like someone's agent gave him a call like, "Hey, this is your big break. You got to do it." And you're like, "Shit."
All right.
5 months of your life just fucking gone.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
True. And then it counts against you because you have a filmography that includes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you do later. It's like you were in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. Really good subject to breach. I think that is a universal truth, not just with movies, but it is something that plagues people on television, music scene, all sorts of stuff. So really cogent argument there, Rob. I appreciate you having that.
So theoretically, they are releasing, or should I say re-releasing toys based on the movie from this movie.
All right.
Like in the next few months, they're going to re-release the toys. So we should all go out and buy our favorite character. I'm getting Duncan.
Across the multiple versions of this film, I downloaded, The one you looked at, Chris, was the 25th anniversary, and then I pulled one from 1987. Not a single cutscene added.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, wow.
The times you gave me from one film match, that's very rare in the 60 some odd episodes. Even if we're both watching it on Amazon and Netflix, the lengths don't line up.
They couldn't afford the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
They captured everything they needed. They felt they needed to, and that's the end. Okay, alternate ending.
Or you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that. Just pick one.
This one's not my best work because I hate this movie, but basically Kevin and Gorgoth, or whatever the fucking leprechaun's name is, they get in like a music theory argument that goes on for like 6 minutes, and enough time passes where Skeletor just gets the upper hand and kills them all.
Well, that's kind of what we were hoping for earlier, I think.
That's your best one. It's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is perfect.
It's an A sharp Mixolydian, asshole. Just like going back and forth.
How many Parsec eons is that?
Euthanarian werebat?
Yeah.
All right, bad credit names.
Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Lay it on us.
I don't have a lot.
Courtney Cox.
I thought this movie would be perfect for bad credit names. What did you say there, Bob?
Courtney Cox.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. I apologize. I'm not giving you the full spread here because I didn't have her. But we'll start with guy. I like this name enough to write it down. Plus, I was desperate because I didn't get a lot of names. Skip Cook.
All right.
Sounds like a happy fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skippy.
You know what I thought was funny was a guy named Billy Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
As far as you know.
Well, as far as I know, his middle name could be The. That's true.
Or at least T.
Or he, yeah. Billy He Kid?
No, it's at least a T.
Oh. I thought you were making a Heat Man joke with a Heat Kid.
No, that I saved that for my limerick, and then Rob stole it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go that way. Although it would have been really funny if I did the same thing. But it didn't come to mind. Curtis Yackle.
Nice.
Paulette Smook Marshall.
All
right.
Heating up.
I see why she went with hyphen there.
Yeah.
Either she was Paulette Marshall and she was a little embarrassed of the Smook, so she kept the hyphen, or her last name was Paulette Smook and decided to keep it because she was really proud, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. And the last one I have is Alan Fucker.
Spelled properly?
No, it's Faucher. It's probably Fucker.
Yeah.
But it's not as funny to say it that way.
It's hilarious. Good job.
He was definitely bullied for it when he was growing up.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It was close enough.
And we want to carry on that story tradition. So
yes.
All right, let's compare the movies before we do the offensive minigame. We are looking at He-Man versus Hot to Trot. He-Man 40. What was the difference? 43.6% negative, and the worst. I know that does not match the negative 62%. I think it was 62.4 for Hot to Trot and worse there. Well, so that goes to Hot to Trot, and then we had a wash on the plot pitch. Chris and Rob both had a 4-star. Mine for Hot to Trot. Yours for He-Man.
Okay.
How about that? Who had worse dialogue?
He-Man.
I go
He-Man. Yeah, because there's too many made-up words. It's like fucking D-level Dr. Seuss on an ether frolic. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so marketing towards children, but making an adult humor movie in Hot to Trot versus trying to do way too much in He-Man. What's worse?
Trying to do too much, I think, because
I agree. Because Hot to Trot followed an arc.
Yeah.
You know, they had the beginning with the cheating parent, and then that went into it had a story arc where He-Man did not. He-Man was a fucking word salad.
I agree.
Yeah.
This comes to acting as well, and I feel like He-Man's acting was actually worse. I just feel like there was a higher volume of actors doing a bad job than Hot to Trot.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll pretend that the demerit section matters. Okay, and we'll go into offensive so that this could theoretically be tied to keep the tension there while we move to the offensive minigame. Which, Bob, I hope that you sense my your let's go to the bonus round agenda. I've been squashing lately. I hope that you realize that. So
I play it straight. All right, don't accuse me of.
All right, fair enough. I owe you one for calling me a cheater seasons back. So,
all right, grudge.
The Japanese assumption, which this is so that I can bring that back, versus Hot to Trot's Harikari horticulture.
Hot to Trot's worse.
Hot to Trot's worse. 1,000%.
I agree. A horse convincing his blind friend that he's a short, hairy Italian man.
Yep.
Or microwaving ribs.
Microwaving ribs, I think.
Wow. Okay.
See, I do think it's the Italian man thing. I mean, I much as I love the bonus round, Hot to Trot's so much more offensive.
Right.
I agree. Hot to Trot is just a more offensive movie, so we'll give it that. But if there was a bonus round, obviously He-Man would automatically lose because they did not use a slur for homosexual people, be they female or male. But I think that the F word slur tend to be used for the male homosexual more often.
I think so.
Totally uncalled for, and therefore they would be the winners anyway. But it looks like they took it. Rob, you really hate the idea of microwaving ribs, huh?
It's just, well, back then they didn't have air fryers, but like put it in the oven for fucking 15 minutes.
If you have to, I say eat it cold.
They're good cold too.
Yeah, that's one of those foods you can't heat up. Really.
Like pizza, fried chicken, you could eat those both cold. Ribs, you could heat them up like. You just put them in a little baking pan with a little bit of water on the bottom, and it'll steam them a little bit. Get some coleslaw from the Stardust movie theater in Watertown, Tennessee.
You got to.
5-star experience.
5-star. That coleslaw is the shit. Okay, so it looks like we actually have a new champion here, guys.
All right.
4-1 with the wash.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true. 4-2.
Okay.
3-2. What is it? 3-2 with the wash. Okay.
3-2.
Anyway, doesn't matter. He-Man in Masters of the Universe is our worst of the season. I'm writing that down. What number is this? 7 for the season?
I think so. I can't check right now without my thing going beep 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 beep.
Oh, that's fine. But I think we have one chance to find a movie that can take this one down.
All right.
And I don't know, when are we going live, guys? Because we'll do the poll results when we do.
We can do it right after the show if it works for you guys. If you want to do it tomorrow, that works. I don't really care.
I'm fine either way.
I have to run to my old house to pick up a coaxial cable, so I can do it in the car.
What is this foof? That sounds like Masters of the Universe lingo.
It's for a router.
All right, yeah. Up to you, Bob.
Tomorrow's probably bad, so today's probably better.
So you're saying it'll take less Parsec eons to do it tonight.
All right, cool. So
give me 9 flippity gibbets, and I'll be ready.
I only have 8 flippity gibbets.
All right. Chris, invite my regular profile. I've been unbanned for whatever thing I did that was considered controversial. Okay.
All right, cool. So let's plug it. Let's plug our website. Yeah, the worst movie ever made.
The worst
.com.
movie ever made.com, and you could email us. You could see our YouTubes. You could look at our socials. You could find us on Spotify. There's so many buttons.
Cool. Well, yeah, Bob, you want to say anything before we throw it to the clip to play us out?
No, I actually don't this week. I'm sorry. I'm not soliciting anything illegal. Let's just say that.
Fair enough.
As a teacher, I have to be very clear about that. It's all about the kids and not in the way you disgusting, dirty motherfuckers are thinking.
Fair enough. Let's throw it to our clip. This one's called CG Yikes. Holy moly. That was
scene.
Yeah. Fuck this movie. Are we done here?
We're done.
We're done. All right.